How do I turn it off? Okay. So if you've been here for a while, like years, like around the beginning, or if you're new here, it's probably become pretty obvious pretty quickly that I'm terrible at following the best practices of YouTube, of posting regularly, of doing keywords in the title, and doing stuff that grabs people's attention. But despite me being rather terrible at the game of YouTube, I'm back with another video, and today it's gonna be great. In the past 3 years of creating regularly on YouTube, I've received a mind-blowing gift each year from someone that made me something and gave it to me. And I want to share those 3 things with you right off the top here. And then later I'm going to dive into some questions that you've been asking. April has just been a jam-packed, full of everything month. So I actually wrapped up quite a few projects in April, which is why my output on YouTube has been slow. I was helping film on a TV show, one that's secret that I can't tell you about next. I was wrapping up some of my biggest client projects of my year in April. I know a lot of you asked to see the finished client projects. Sometimes it doesn't always work well, but right now I should be playing footage from one of my client projects. Okay, check this out. I'm not sure how well that was all thought through, but on this recent project I used a hazer. I wish that I had bought one sooner. I'm just borrowing this one, but it's incredible how much just pumping smoke into a place can help just add atmosphere to it. The last time I touched one was when Film Riot came to Vancouver, and I got to help them work on some action stunt shoots for the DJI 5 project they were working on. Camera B rolling. Okay, so the first gift I was given happened 3 years ago in 2015 when I started creating on YouTube again. And it was a typeface from my friend Sarah in France. And she's a hand lettering artist, and she made me this gorgeous custom font for Left Coast. It's literally called Left Coast. And this blew my mind, the fact that someone would take the time to craft something like this for me. And she had noticed that on my videos I was using Times New Roman as like my vlog titles or something like that. And so she hooked me up with this gorgeous typeface. She made this case study about it, which you can find in the notes below. And the second gift came a little bit later, and it was another thing that someone made for me. And I actually have it right here. I keep it in this little folder, but you might be a little familiar with this. But this right here was the second gift that someone made for me, my buddy Jordan. He hand painted this on just a straight black piece of paper. Every single little dot done by hand. This is made for a t-shirt. Like, you gotta let me put this on t-shirts. And he said, go for it, man. I made it for you. It's hard to put words to what it feels like to be given a gift like this. Like, to have someone just painstakingly have drawn every little detail off this. This means so much to me. And I'm so grateful for Jordan who made that and gifted it to me. The last gift someone made for me that I want to share with you, we got just before we hit a recent milestone. So I think it makes the most sense to just roll the time lapse. So that time lapse there just so happens to be the longest time lapse that I ever created. 2 nights, 3 days. It was a multi-day time lapse of this wonderfully beautiful subscriber counter from Jason and Kara over at the Everlanders. Definitely check them out. They have a wonderful Overlander rig that they basically custom built every little detail. It is so humbling that people are willing to spend time making things like this just because they found and they enjoyed some of the videos that I made. So 50K. Certainly a milestone worth celebrating and acknowledging, and I want to just say thank you. I don't know the best way to do that, but I figured I could at least give a discount and give some stuff away. So right now, 15% off all items in the Left Coast store for the next 2 days. If you put through an order, I'm gonna select 3 of them to refund entirely and just give to you for free. So if you put in an order in the next 48 hours, I'm gonna select 3 of those orders randomly to just give it to you for free. But hey, maybe you don't wanna do an order at all. That's totally fine. Just drop a comment down below and I'll select one of those comments to win a free something. And just a small little way to say thank you.
Congrats on 50K. My questions are, what do you want to do more of on the YouTube channel or continue doing? And what do you want to stop doing on your channel that maybe you've done in the past?
Hey Caleb, thanks for the great question to kick us off. And what do I want to do more of? I've known deep down that I could make videos that are more what you actually want to watch. And I've been holding out. There's a lot of reasons behind this, but the time has come where I need to stop making excuses and start making more of the videos that I actually care about. Things like how to tell better stories. So what do I want to do less of? Make less of the videos that I know people wouldn't miss if I didn't make them. Making those types of videos are kind of inevitable in the creator journey, but I just know that I've been holding out, and I know a bunch of the videos, if I look up across the past 3 years, I'm not terribly proud of making. So I want to make less of those and more of the ones that actually answer and address the topics that people truly care about.
Hey Levi, great meeting you at NAB and congrats on 50K. My question's about music. When do you select it for your vlogs?
So music is one of the biggest pain points in the process of creating regularly. There's kind of 3 sites that I've been using: Epidemic Sound, Artlist, Soundstripe, and a new one, User Music. I plan to make a video about the music services I use. Oftentimes with vlogs, I find it after I've done sort of just a rough edit, I'll go through and just try to find tracks that vibe with what I'm doing.
Hey Levi, looking great with the running there. My question is, what's the best habit to start early on to have as a filmmaker, creative person in general? What do you think?
The process of creating at least every week. Have something that you make each week that you made because you wanted to. This concept that what we do with our time, if you actually analyzed it and totaled it up, shows you what you care about. And 3 years ago for me, I just noticed that I was spending a lot of time doing stuff that I didn't actually care about. And I was just giving myself every excuse in the book. I was playing stupid games on my iPhone. I was just wasting time. And I made a decision: if I don't start now, when will I ever start? I think for most of us, that process of starting happens in multiple stages, where we need to get so fed up with ourselves for not starting to eventually kick into starting.
Hey, what up, Levi? Just about to crash here. Just wanted to ask, when the heck are we gonna meet? We're going out west this summer, so we're gonna hang out? I
don't know. When are you guys coming to British Columbia? Let's plan some dates. Let's make something happen. Janelle and I are doing our own process of getting Florence the Adventure Van ready for some fun stuff this summer, so would love to connect about that. If you haven't seen their videos, Eamon and Beck, you should check them out. They recently did a van life series down to Mexico where everything went wrong, and it was a fascinating journey to follow. So go check them out.
Hey Levi, congrats on the 50,000 subscribers. My question to you is, out of all the places that you've traveled to, what's been your favorite location to shoot at?
Princess Louisa Inlet is by far my favorite place to shoot, and the Desolation Sound waters of British Columbia, that whole area with all the islands and the green trees and the massive cliffs and ocean and sailing and all that stuff is by far one of my favorite places to do any kind of video or picture taking.
Hey Levi, congrats on the 50K. So the question I have is, I've often gotten to like a really epic location and I just get really intimidated by not knowing where to start filming. It's like, so I'd love to hear some of your principles that you apply to.
Thanks for the great question. That's a massive topic as well. But when I arrive in new locations, I think of kind of 2 things. The first is, what am I curious about in this space and in this moment? So whatever action items are happening, whatever the people that I'm filming, whatever they're doing, or whatever the nature or location provides to me, what am I curious about in this space? And I ask that question because then I go, how could I capture this in a way that would satisfy the curiosity of someone watching it? And so leading to the second thing, I'm trying to create an experience for a viewer to be led through. So you're trying to guide them on this process from shot to shot that takes them into a moment. So intentionally decide how you're going to take them through that. You know, you want to show them where they are, and then get nice and close to the details.
Hey Levi, congratulations on the 50,000 subscribers. I was just wondering, when did you get started with filmmaking? Thank you so much. Have a great day.
I got started back in 2010. I'd been working at a bike shop and I saved up some cash and bought a Canon T2i for $958. And I also built a Hackintosh computer to edit the footage. And so that was back in 2010. I think I was 16 at the time. And I first made a lot of biking videos. My first YouTube channel was called Vanderquack Films. And then I made Left Coast in 2011.
Hi, my name is Victor Bart. It's 4 a.m. now in the Netherlands, but if you will be ever in the Netherlands, will you run with me? Hashtag run with YouTubers. And here's my cat.
I'd love to visit the Netherlands. I've never been there. Both sides of my family are Dutch. They're both from Holland directly, but I have never been. And if I came, we could definitely go on a run.
Hey, Levi, it's your boy Levi here. I need to know what you're gonna do with the van. You did the upgrade and you're talking about like doing more work. What's happening?
Yes, Florence the Adventure Van is gonna get ripped out entirely and reconverted on the inside. We're just saving up our cash, saving up that money because we want to do a good job.
Hey Levi, it's Nick True. I actually live in an Airstream and travel full time with my wife and 4 pets. As I get more and more into adventure films and documenting my travels, I want to know who's been the biggest inspiration on you for your adventure films that you're making. Who should I be following right now and paying attention to their editing style and how they're doing?
I hope like 3 of those pets is like a pet worm or something, or like a little gerbil that you keep in a little cage. 4 people technically that come to mind that I would love to share with you. Renan Ozturk is one of my favorite outdoor filmmakers of all time. He's my current inspiration and person that I look to as someone who works harder than anyone else, makes amazing films, tells great stories. Definitely check him out. He works with Camp 4 Collective. Sebastian Montaz, he's one of my original inspirations for outdoor filmmaking. He made a film called Flight of the Frenchies, which was my original inspiration to making outdoor films. And at that point, I never would have known that I would go on to make a film about free solo highlining untethered. So the connection there is actually really special because Flight of the Frenchies has free soloing in it. I never thought I'd get to film that stuff. So that's really special to me. And then on YouTube, 2 filmmakers that run one channel that I've been loving is Colin and Samir. I just love the energy that they've been bringing to the platform. I feel like YouTube needed these 2 people. They've been inspiring me in the way that they tell short form, faster paced stories. And I'm trying to make more videos like those guys.
Congrats, Levi, on 50k subscribers. It feels like only yesterday I was watching the Slack Life vlogs. Anyway, my question to you is what would you tell small creators like myself to help grow on YouTube and our client bases?
I'm probably the worst person to give advice for growing on YouTube just because I'm terrible at following the best practices. Like there's knowledge that I could have been implementing years ago that would have helped me to grow YouTube faster, and I just like didn't follow it. One thing I would say on YouTube is don't start with just vlog videos. I would say it's really important to make sure that you're creating content that people can actually find. How do people find things? They're searching questions or they're searching relevant topic areas. I would think of a way to apply your personal voice to certain topic areas that you maybe have searched for in the past. When I started, I did a few tutorials around topics that I already knew how to do, even though they were really basic. And some of those videos are still performing really well for me. Thank you so much for the questions. I'm sorry I didn't get to all of them. Look at all that. Whew. I love opening up new bags, getting new bags, every kind of bag, and just dreaming of what I can put inside it. This is the Temba Air Case. Some of you may remember I actually bought and unboxed this very bag in New York back in the fall when I was there for the Shimoda bag shoot. But I've been traveling with the thing like crazy. And one of the airport situations I have no idea how it happened. The bag was bomb-proof, but somehow it got like sliced open by a sharp piece of metal. But when I ran into the owner of Temba Bags, Peter at NAB, and I told him the situation, he said, dude, like we can't have one of our bags out there if it got damaged like that. And they just warrantied it immediately. So thank you, Peter, and the people over at Temba. This is seriously one of the most amazing travel cases. It's so good. But that's gonna be it for this video. I promise more stuff is coming. It's great having you. And remember, life's better when you make stuff.